They're not just watching you, they're measuring you. Every word you say, every flinch, every complaint is being logged by the room. Not consciously, subconsciously, and it's killing your power. Machiavelli understood this long before modern psychology did. He knew that the world doesn't crush the loud, the boastful, the weak. It waits for them to expose themselves. This isn't about what you do. It's about what you reveal. These 6 mistakes? They don't just lower your status, they erase it. Master these, and you'll command attention without chasing it. The question is, how many have you already made today? Never complain in public. It signals you're not in control. You think they'll relate to your struggle. You think showing your pain will make you human. It won't. It'll make you small. When you complain in public about your workload, your unfair boss, your relationships, you're not venting. You're signaling weakness. You're telling the world you lack control and expect sympathy. And that's a catastrophic mistake. Machiavelli warned, never give people a reason to see you as dependent. Because the second they smell desperation, emotional, financial, or social, they shift. They stop respecting you. They start managing you. You become less of a presence, more of a problem. People don't remember your words. They remember the identity those words create. The moment you say, I'm exhausted, this isn't fair, or I'm struggling, you've built a new self, one that's no longer a mystery, no longer untouchable. You've given the room an excuse to handle you, and they will. Lightly, dismissively. The powerful don't share their pain. They wear it. Quietly, invisibly. They don't narrate their stress. They absorb it with stillness. Not because they feel nothing, but because letting the world wonder how they stay composed is more powerful than letting it know why they're falling apart. Power doesn't express pain. It hides it so well others question their own strength. Don't show your bruises. Let your silence make people wonder if you bleed at all. Every complaint is a confession. And Machiavelli knew confessions kill mystique. Never reveal insecurity, even if you feel it. You think vulnerability builds connection, that people will appreciate your honesty, that if you say, I'm not good at this, or I lack confidence, they'll support you, guide you, offer grace. But this isn't therapy. This is the social arena. And here, admissions aren't heard. They're absorbed. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. The second you speak your insecurity out loud, it's no longer yours. It belongs to the audience. And people don't carry your vulnerability with care. They use it to place you in a box. Say, I'm not confident with leadership, and suddenly, you're no longer a candidate. Say, I overthink a lot, and people stop trusting your decisiveness. The words feel innocent when you say them, but they're fatal when others repeat them in their heads. You want to be respected? Then you can't leak uncertainty, even if it's screaming inside you, especially in public. Because people don't remember nuance. They remember symbols, signals, sound bites. And when the symbol is weakness, the room recalibrates you downward, permanently. The powerful never announce strength. They demonstrate control. And control begins with what you withhold. It doesn't matter if you're anxious. What matters is that no one sees it. It doesn't matter if you doubt your value. What matters is that you never ask others to affirm it. Hold your frame, not to deceive, but to preserve power. Because the moment you show your hand, you lose your edge. Machiavelli didn't advocate arrogance. He advocated silence, not overconfidence, ambiguity, a mystery no one can confirm or dismiss. So even when your hands shake, speak slowly. Even when your mind spirals, let your posture remain still. even when you're unsure. Never confess it aloud. Don't give them your struggle. Let them assume your strength. Because once they believe you're solid, even when you're not, they behave as if you are. And in time, their belief becomes your reality. People don't follow the most talented. They follow the least uncertain. Never boast about your plans. They'll use them against you. You've seen them. Loud voices in crowded rooms, shouting about their next big move, their startup, their book, their empire in the making. And the world claps, politely. But behind the scenes, it's laughing, plotting, positioning. Machiavelli would have smiled at their mistake. Because when you reveal your ambition too early, two things happen, neither in your favor. First, you create an illusion of success that removes urgency. If people believe you're already doing well, they feel no reason to support you. Your momentum becomes your prison. You've already won in their eyes. So why invest? Why assist? Why contribute? You're on your way, right? Second, and more dangerously, you hand your enemies a map, a detailed outline of what to attack, where to interfere, how to dismantle your vision before it materializes. You become predictable, vulnerable, traceable. Announced ambition is a target. Silent progress is a weapon. Machiavelli believed in secrecy, not because he feared betrayal, but because he understood human nature. People envy potential more than they celebrate it. They don't want you to win. They want to watch you fail publicly. And every sentence you speak about your goals is ammunition they might use later. So speak less. Not because your ideas aren't brilliant, but because their impact grows in silence. Build privately. Move quietly. Let your results arrive before your reputation does. Then, when they ask how you did it, give them nothing. Shrug. Smile. Redirect. Because mystique isn't just protection, it's power. Your next move isn't something to declare, it's something to install quietly while they sleep on you. Don't show them your hand. Make them guess which game you're playing. What would you have done in that moment? Speak up or stay silent. Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this is striking a nerve, hit like, subscribe, and keep building your legend with us. Never take public sides in petty conflicts. You think you're being loyal. You think stepping into the drama makes you courageous, dependable, respected. But Machiavelli knew better. When you take a public side, you take a public risk. One that exposes more than just your opinion. It reveals your values, your emotional attachments, and your predictability. Two people argue. You jump in, you defend one, you attack the other. But here's what happens. You inherit their enemies, absorb their history, and publicly align yourself with a cause you don't fully control. You've entered a battlefield without choosing the terrain. Machiavelli warned, never become involved in the quarrels of others unless you stand to gain, not morally, strategically, because once you're in, you can't step back. You've taken a side. Your neutrality is gone. And more importantly, you've revealed what moves you emotionally. That's dangerous, because those who understand what triggers you can manipulate you. Let them fight. You observe, you position, you remember. The crowd will expect you to choose. They'll bait you. They'll ask where you stand. Say less. Let your silence suggest intelligence. Let your distance imply depth. Because the one who stays quiet gains power, not by force, but by withholding. In petty conflict, there are no winners, only participants and opportunists. Be neither. Be the one who waits until the dust settles, and then controls what happens next. Don't pick a side. Build a position. Let the battlefield belong to others. Never show hunger for attention. It destroys authority. You walk into the room. You feel unseen. So you raise your voice. You perform harder. You chase laughs, compliments, validation, anything to confirm that you matter. It works for a moment, and then it backfires. Because Machiavelli understood the deepest truth of all. The more you need to be seen, the more replaceable you become. There is no greater stench in public than desperation, not just for money or success, but for validation. And nothing kills presence faster than visible need. When you try to impress, you give control to the audience. When you try to be liked, you give them authority over your identity. And when you perform, loudly, eagerly, desperately, you signal that their approval defines you. But here's the paradox. The people who get noticed don't need it. They don't ask for attention. They command it through stillness. Want to be respected? Stop trying to be recognized. Walk into rooms like you own none of them and still belong in all of them. Be indifferent, not cold, composed. When everyone else chases the spotlight, be the shadow they turn toward. When they laugh loud, stay silent. When they speak fast, move slow. Because in the chaos of public noise, stillness becomes magnetic. People don't crave more volume. They crave a signal of certainty. And certainty looks like a man who has nothing to prove. If you want to be followed, don't perform. Radiate. Let them chase the laugh. You be the reason they're uneasy when you stop smiling. Never crack under pressure, even slightly. Pressure doesn't announce itself. It arrives subtly, a cutting remark, a cold silence, a challenge laced in sarcasm. And most people collapse not from an explosion, but from a leak. A voice that trembles, eyes that dart, a nervous smile, a hand that fidgets. It all tells a story. I'm cracking. You think it's minor. The audience doesn't. The subconscious picks it up instantly and recalibrates your status in real time. Machiavelli knew something most leaders still ignore. Public pressure isn't an inconvenience. It's the crucible where myth is either built or burned. And it's not the event itself that matters. It's your reaction. The weak respond emotionally. They explain, defend, argue, justify. They reveal that the moment owns them, but the powerful absorb. They pause. They delay reaction not out of fear, but out of control. That pause, that split second of stillness, that's where gravity is created. Machiavelli didn't want to win arguments. He wanted to dominate atmospheres. He understood that composure isn't a passive trait. It's an active weapon. Because when you remain unmoved while someone tries to shake you, it disturbs them. They escalate. They overcompensate. And you win not by engagement, but by contrast. This doesn't mean you're robotic. It means you've practiced control. You've trained your body to respond slower than your mind. You've trained your face to reveal less than your thoughts. You've mastered the art of visible indifference. A calm so unnerving it makes others question their own strength. Because in public, no one sees your thoughts. They only see your frame. And your frame must remain intact, even if it's built over trembling foundations. That's the game. Appearances first, truth later. So when pressure hits, you don't resist. You sink deeper into stillness. You let silence carry your authority. You speak with measured tones, even if your heart races. You become the calm eye in the storm. Not because you feel nothing, but because you've chosen what the world is allowed to see. Presence is built in public, but it's tested in chaos. And the one who survives without flinching becomes legend. You thought it was about talent, skill, charisma, but it's not. In the world Machiavelli warned us about, public power is perception. They aren't just judging what you show. They're defining you by what you withhold. Each time you stay silent while others complain, you rise. Each time you hold frame while others flinch, you gain gravity. Each time you disappear without reacting, they feel your absence like a threat. This isn't manipulation, it's positioning. And the truth is, they've already judged you. You just haven't decided what they should see yet. But the story doesn't end here. Your power isn't in what they hear, it's in what they assume. And Machiavelli didn't want to be understood. He wanted to be feared, respected, remembered. He said, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." But fear doesn't come from force. It comes from restraint, from walking away before you're dismissed, from knowing that silence, timed perfectly, is a louder weapon than rage. The world is watching you, listening for cracks. Give them stillness, give them poise, give them nothing, and let them project everything. Because the man they can't define is the man they never stop thinking about. You're not just building presence, you're building myth. And if this shook something in you, subscribe to Minddrift. Share this with someone who leaks power, and reclaim the presence they've already tried to steal.